and it is on its way to selling out. We know the projections were way ahead of those. It's an awesome deal. So if you are thinking about it, you might want to click and get that in your cart and get it ordered before the day continues, because unfortunately, I do not think that it's going to be here by the end of this evening. All right, so let's move on, and I'll give you a little update on the Today Special if you didn't see it a little bit later on. Let's talk hoses. How about a 2-pack? And these are actually 50 foot. So you're getting 100 feet total. These are awesome. They literally are featherweight, but they're designed to be strong and sturdy and last. And again, we have a special 2-pack. It is our smart deal. And this is from our Telebrands. This is the 50-foot pocket hose in a 2-pack. Look at that expanding. I love these hoses. I've used them for years. I will never use a traditional old rubber hose again, because they're lightweight, they're powerful, they work, and they're so easy. And you know what I love best is you can store them away in a little teeny pot. That's exactly what we have on our back patio, and I love it because they don't take up all that space that a traditional hose would do. Last day at this price, guys. This is a smart deal, and the price ends at the end of today. Is Tom Wise ready? Yes, he is. So we're going to go to him, and he's poolside tonight. Hello, Tom.
Hello, Suzanne. Yes, poolside. Enjoy. Can you hear the owl in the background? It's kind of exciting. I'm holding a 50-foot hose. It weighs about 2.5 pounds. You know that, Suzanne. And you can store this thing in a bucket. You can put this in a potted plant. It's ideal if you have a condominium. You've got maybe a small space, an RV, an apartment. Take it with you. It's the most powerful, it's the strongest pocket hose ever made because it employs hemp technology. It's a single strand, a continuous weave infused with hemp to keep it super strong. And there aren't any seams in this, Suzanne, so there's no place for this to burst. So it's super strong, lightweight, no more tangling, no more heavy hose to hassle with. It's also, by the way, they infuse the fittings with charcoal. There's no lead. So now if you want to have a little bit of water from the hose, the kids or the dog, perfect for your flowers or for your lawn, for the garden, you can use a lead-free, charcoal-infused fitting on the hose and then store it all the way in a bucket, or as you said, you had a little potted plant. This is ideal. It expands. It gets bigger. It doesn't start out 50 feet. It starts out at about 30 feet, but it expands to 50 feet when you've got the water going in it. And then when you turn the water off, it shrinks, and now you can put it back in a pot. Could it be any simpler than that, Suzanne?
No, you know what? I absolutely love these hoses. I will never, ever, Tom, go back to a regular rubber hose, one of those big green hoses, because the only time it's compact is when it's still from the store, and then once you cut those little things that are holding it together, it explodes everywhere. No one ever winds it up right. Ever do they wind it up right. And I'm telling you, for years now, Tom, we've only used these type of hose. I will never, ever use one of those old-fashioned hoses again. It doesn't make any sense.
Suzanne, this technology is 100 years old. Your great-great-grandfather used something like this when it was first invented. And it's heavy, and it's kink, and you're right. Nobody ever winds it up. It's a hassle. It's the worst part about watering the plants. The watering the plants, the flowers, and doing the grass should be relaxing. Now with a hose like this, it's a hassle. They're heavy. Look at this. I've got 100 feet of 3/4-inch hose, and I'm holding it with a singular finger. That's what we're up to. We're looking at a hose that is virtually burst-proof. It slides on the grass, slides on the cement like a snake. It's super smooth. Let me show you. It's super smooth. And it's got, oh, by the way, it has a built-in nozzle, which will give you a pinpoint if you so desire, gives you a nice little mist if you need it, or gives you a big blast if you're cleaning off the leaves or you're cleaning off the deck. Oh, this guy needs a little water. There you go. Super smooth. And look at this, Suzanne. Like nothing, I'm 50 feet away in no time, and you can attach the other 50 feet. You can get 100 feet. I could fill up the neighbor's pool behind the wall if I wanted to. But look at this. Super powerful, super lightweight. I'm not wrestling. I'm not pulling. I'm not dragging anything. I'm not in a contest of strength with the hose. It's sliding on the ground. I'm making my way back. I can, by the way, replace this if I wanted to, but it comes with a great nozzle. And it's super simple. It's 100 feet. Takes up virtually no space if you got an RV. If you got a mobile home, you got an apartment, condo, take this with you. Maybe 50 feet in the back of the house, 50 feet in the front of the house. Store it in a tight, small container. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, we actually have ours. My husband knows I'm really particular about how our patio looks because, you know, it's our patio. Anyway,
Sure.
we have ours in a really cool little decorative container. And I love it. Like, it makes me so happy, you know, because it's
Yes.
like we've had those old green ones for so long and no one would
Mm-hmm.
ever roll them up right. And then everybody would just leave them on the ground. And that would just aggravate the heck out of me. So when these came out, it was like, oh my gosh. And the problem was the earlier models just weren't built as well as these are. And Tom, I want you to talk about the interior because you can feel that there's something inside here. What are the layers that make this sturdy?
Well, we're talking about, it's a brand new exclusive technology. Nobody has this. It's the strongest pocket hose on the planet. Telebrands has been around for a long, long time. They've made more than 50 million hoses, 50 million pocket hoses. And this pocket hose represents the state of the art of technology. Super lightweight because that's what people want. I don't want to, I want to bring water from A to B. I don't want to lug a hose around. And this is what you're going to do. You can do it less than 2.5 pounds. You've got the fittings that are lead-free, carbon-infused, so you can drink off the hose if you want. But here's the key. It is called hemp technology. They infuse the outside core with actual hemp fibers, super strong hemp fibers. It's one continuous thread. It's one continuous weave, and there aren't any seams. That was the old problem. The seam might burst on those old-fashioned hoses, but no longer, not anymore. Super strong. They like to say, soft as cotton, strong as steel. That's what you're getting here. Look at this old guy. This old technology has been around for a long, long time. This is hard. It kinks. The water doesn't flow. You've got to stop. It gets knotted. Once the kink is there, it's virtually permanent. Hard to wind up. It's heavy. It's a struggle. Why not take brand new technology, 100 feet of hose? So you get it, they break it down. You can take 50 in the front and 50 in the back, give 50 away. It's a great gift. This weighs less than 5 pounds. This is a backbreaker. It's the Hulk that you don't want to wrestle on a Sunday morning that takes all the fun out of all the gardening, all the watering. This, you get the job done. Now watering is a breeze. Watering is a pleasure because it just slides along the ground, and you could attach this to another hose. You could attach it to a faucet. You could attach it to a sprinkling system. Of course, it's perfect for washing off the car, washing off the deck, washing the siding. Turns into almost like a little pressure washer because of the built-in nozzle. Simple, easy, and of course, it's a great HSN price.
Well, and unfortunately that price is going to end tonight. So what happens is it is called a smart deal and those do come to a close. And so if you want to spend $60 on it, that's fine, $30 a hose if you wait till after the day's over. If you get it right now, you're going to be able to get this at our smart deal price. And it's so worth it because again, how many of you, and I think this is so true of all of us, if something is arduous or difficult, consciously or subconsciously, we won't do it. So why don't you have a vegetable garden? Because guess what? It's a pain to take care of it because the hose is bulky and it's heavy. You know, why do we buy flowers and plant them and yet they die? Well, it's because our old hose won't reach. You know, we don't have one that's long enough. And again, it's so awkward and uncomfortable to use it. With this, it changes everything. I find, you know, you do more of that honey-do list, even if it's your honey-do list or you got it for somebody else, you'll check off that list more often simply because this is so darn convenient. Maybe it's as simple as washing your own cars. Maybe you're like, you know what, we need to save money, so we're gonna wash our own cars. Well, if you got an old traditional hose or you've got something that gets kinked up or it's not long enough, then you go, I'm just not gonna do it today. It's too much of a hassle. All of a sudden you go, oh, you know what, let's do it. Now it's easy because these are super lightweight. How many of you love to garden, but you've had to give up on it because wrestling that big old heavy hose is just super awkward and you just don't have the strength anymore. And it's sad that you can't go out to your garden. Again, use this. It's super lightweight. It's so easy. And you'll get the most joy when you tuck it away in that cute little pot. And no one knows you have a 50-foot hose sitting there or a 100-foot hose sitting there because you are getting two. This actually equals a total of 100 feet. And by the way, you can only get this offer here at HSN. Certainly you will find this elsewhere because they're out there. No one has the deal that we have. And certainly you're going to get a really long lifetime of use out of this because they're built so strong. I love what you said, Tom, that they, you know, soft as cotton, but strong as steel. And that'll surprise people because it is super soft.
You can see the video when you can see this thing sliding through the grass. And here's me, I'm just pulling it with 2 fingers. Could you imagine dragging the old rubber hose off the reel? You're struggling to pull it. It's getting kinked up perhaps. Here's nice and smooth technology. Suzanne, I'm just going for a walk. The hose only weighs 2.5 pounds. Easy, Tiger. And now I'm able to do what I want to do with the hose. Like you said, I can water my vegetables. I can have a garden. I can water the lawn. I can do a little blasting, like a little power washing, pressure washing. I'm 50 feet away, and it took me a couple of seconds, and no struggling at all. Water the plants with a little bit of a mist. How about a little blast? What about a little pinpoint? Or just turn it all off. I love this piece for a boat. If you've got a boat, you know you've got to have an extra hose. If you've got an RV, you know that space is a premium. You've got a condominium or an apartment, space is a premium. You still want the hose. You still want to water your little victory garden you've got on the patio. This is ideal. And Suzanne, what do you have, like a terracotta? Or do you have something like this at
my
home?
husband got a decorative pot because he knew if it didn't look good, I'd be mad, because he loves those. He loves those Depot orange buckets. And he's got a fascination. He loves those stupid buckets, right? I hate them. They're so
Right.
ugly. He knew better that if we're going to have a hose like this, we better store it in something pretty. So he bought something pretty.
I love that. Who's like, you know, the hose is nice. If you're going to do a church car wash or something, put it in a bucket. That's nice. Or you're going to stick it on the boat. That's nice. But if it's going to be on the front porch or on the back porch, nobody ever knows it's in here. They're amazed. They're like, you got what in there? Yeah,
Right.
It's a decorative piece, and it's so lightweight. If you've never tried one of these hoses, if you're skeptical, this is the one to get. This is the one which is virtually burst-proof because you've got the hemp bonnet technology. There's no other hose on the planet that exercises and incorporates that hemp bonnet technology. It's exclusive to Telebrands. It's the world's only hose that has the hemp bonnet technology, which means it's also the world's strongest pocket hose. It expands when you fill it with water, and then it contracts when you're done, so it almost puts itself away, Suzanne.
Well, something else too, Tom, think about is how many of you guys say, okay, I got to wash the dogs, and you do it outside in the backyard.
Right.
Again, the dogs stay dirty because if you got one of those old green hoses, you just hate dragging it all out. You really will. What you'll find, I'm sure you've discovered this, Tom, is all of a sudden that list that you hated to do, like cleaning the deck or cleaning the sidewalk or cleaning the side of the house or washing the car or washing the dogs or all those jobs, even watering the plants, right? You're just like, oh man, it's such a pain. All of a sudden it's not anymore. You actually don't mind doing it because one of the things, this is just so convenient. And again, crazy lightweight. Oh my gosh, these are just almost featherweight. It's very surprising how super lightweight these are. So if you're tired of struggling, you know, if you're saying, wow, you know what, maybe just have an old hose. Maybe you're like, oh, we kind of like our hose, but it's kind of bit the dust after a couple of years. This is the ones you want to replace it with. Please remember, you are getting a 2-pack. You're getting both of these in our configuration. And the smart deal ends today. So the savings you're seeing right now will end either when this sells out today or just like the Today Special, we get to midnight and it's over. Also note we have 3 flex pays. So if you'd like to spread your payments out over 3 months, it's $15.33. It comes right away, but you have 3 months to pay it off. By the way, don't forget, yes, we have our Mighty Fans, our little Geek Air Mighty Fans coming up. Stick around to see those. Also, we got the cooling sheets coming up. So we've got a great show, all designed to truly beat the heat during the summer. And this also, you know, Tom, something we didn't talk about. How about just something fun like filling up the kiddie pool, or actually putting this with our sprinkler we're going to talk about and letting the kids on the slip and slide. You know, all those things we do in the summer. Maybe it's a water balloon fight. You know, it's a lot of things that you don't think of that you need water and a hose for, and this is going to be your favorite replacement.
Technology. I'm going to guess you're not driving a 100-year-old car. this green beast here, same length, 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch, 100 feet, 100 feet. You can choose which one you want to use. Of course, you want to go with this one. It makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It does. Oh my goodness, if you're still struggling with the old hose, or maybe you have the earlier versions of this from some other brands and they just didn't work that great, do try these. There's been a lot of advancement in this technology, and certainly Telebrands is on the forefront of that. So I would recommend, even if you've had, because there was some knockoffs that were out there, Tom, that were not good quality, which turned a lot of people off to using this type of hose.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. They've solved the problem with the hemp weave, no more bursting, no more seams, problem solved, but kept the lightweight, kept the flexibility. Also, you know, the no knotting, things like this. And then also improvements. I love the idea that you can take water directly from the hose now. No lead in the fittings. They've got a little bit of carbon already integrated inside the fitting. It's very nice.
Which is awesome. All right, Tom, thank you so much for joining us. I love your pool, by the way. That is gorgeous.
It's my brother. Thanks, Suzanne.
Oh,
I
thanks to
appreciate
your
it.
brother. All right, bye, Tom.
You bet.
Hey, guys, I want to show you this, too. This is really a smart sprinkling system. So, obviously, if you have the hose, maybe you're putting in new grass, or you want to water